Okay, so I will be starting the session now. Hello, everyone. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to Technical Session 7B. I am Dimahi Patel, and this session will be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Scholastic LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 9th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Intelligent Systems, Bangkok in Thailand. The 9th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held yesterday in Bangkok, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom for today and tomorrow, that is 5th and 6th April 2025. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions through the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given 10 minutes for presentation and 2 minutes for question and answers. On 9 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Now, before we begin with the presentations, I would like to introduce you as Dr. Rajesh Kumar Taylor as the chair for the session. Dr. Rajesh is an associate professor at Manipal University, Jaipur, India. Dr. Rajesh has over 16 years of experience in teaching and research and an expert in robotic process automation and accounting. He has authored more than 50 books across commerce, management, and technology. He also serves as an RPA consultant for academic institutions and businesses and has developed over 10 national and international patents on the application of RPA in business and commerce. I welcome you, sir, to the session, and I request you to share a few words with the presenters today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dimi, for inviting me and a very brief remark to the participants. This is a really very good conference, even I would say that everybody is joining, they are sharing their views, but a brief message to all the participants that please focus on your methodology and your conclusion. Do not focus on your introductory part because ultimately we are focusing on a good research that will really impact your work in the field of whatever you have selected for. So my wishes to all of you on that. And yes, this is I believe this would be a very good experience which will take it till the session. So welcome you all in this session. Yeah, over to you, Dhimi.
Thank you, sir. Now, we also have with us Pankaj Verma as our session chair. Pankaj Verma is a senior data scientist at Shell PLC, India, specializing in leveraging advanced statistical and machine learning techniques to drive data-driven decision making. With a strong background in mathematics and engineering, he has expertise in algorithms, data structures, and software engineering, and is proficient in Python, SQL, and R. I welcome you, sir, to the session, and I request you to share a few words with the presenters today.
Hi all. Thanks for inviting me to this session. I think this is going to be a very interesting session and looking forward to hear what the participants have done and to learn from them. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you, sir. Now we will be starting with the presentations. I will request A.R. Priyaranjani ma'am. Ma'am, are you present?
Yes, I am present here.
Yes, ma'am. Please present your study on a novel solution for DPA-resistant implementation of cryptographic cores.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen.
Shivam sir?
Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Your screen is visible.
Yes, visible. I think someone, yeah, okay, fine.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today's topic of presentation is a novel solution for DPA-resistant implementation of cryptographic codes. My name is Priya Ranjini. So I'll be presenting on DPA. One second, my slides are not moving. Okay. Outline of today's presentation is like abstract, reduction, literature survey, proposed logic, result, and conclusion. So here, as abstract, I'm saying that differential power analysis attacks is presenting a serious threat to cryptographic implementation, and we are conducting a study to offer innovative method for building integrated circuit. And we have found that we derived a logic family that maintains a constant power draw across various data patterns, and we found that the circuit is taking only 45.8% of area compared to the previous designs. So, on top of that, it is not having any overheads also. Now, coming to the problem, this is on a lighter note, devices are becoming smaller and smaller, and they start to communicating through IoT, Bluetooth, and embedded system, and all such sorts of things. And so, if you are not intendly, if you want your device or data to be secure, you need to have an encryption to prevent others from seeing it. So, encryption circuit, a hardware implementation of encryption circuit, when it does the encryption, it emanates signals like electromagnetic signals, power signals, or light, heat, whatever it may be. All these together are called as side channel signals. So an intruder who is capturing these signals can analyze the signals and find out what is the key and the information which is sent. So there are two methods for conducting this analysis or attack. It is not, one is a simple power analysis attack, and the other one is differential power analysis attack. Out of the two, differential power analysis attack is a more predominant kind of side channel attack. Now, this slide shows how the DPA is working. The attacker or the intruder is having all the plain text which we have used for encryption, and he is using all the possible key values, key probabilities, and using a cryptographic algorithm, he will be deriving hypothetical intermediate values. From the hypothetical intermediate values, using a power model, he can derive a hypothetical power consumption. And this hypothetical power consumption is compared with a measured power traces, which is coming from the actual circuit. And using a statistical method analyzing this, we can find out what is the key use, what is the information, all those things can be tracked, and the intruder can take out every data which we are sending. So now this is posing a very big threat to the communication between the devices. Now, what is an encryption? Conventional encryption circuit uses a AES circuit. AES S-box is shown on the slide. It is predominantly using AND gates and XOR gates for its implementation. And traditionally, we implement these circuits using CMOS for VLSI circuits. And these CMOS circuits are, we found that it is leaking power. So the previous years, throughout the years, they have conducted studies, and it is found that all these studies are, they are getting DPA resistance, differential power analysis resistance they are getting, but at the cost of spending some overheads, like in some cases, we have to derive new CAD library. Some cases, we need clock generator on the onboard the chip with maybe 4-phase clock generator, a spatial power supply, which all incur a lot of silicon area, which is very expensive in case of IC. So all these are the literature which shows that all of these options, all of these solutions are having a lot of overheads. So the problem today is design a circuit which doesn't leak information, at the same time which doesn't have any overheads also, overhead circuits also. So the proposal is to have a static CMOS circuit which doesn't leak, which doesn't have any relation between the input data as well as between the input data and the output. So this is where we are starting. We start the circuit with a basic CMOS NAND gate. From this NAND gate, using a pass transistor, we derived an AND gate circuit. But this AND gate circuit, it is having 3 inputs. When if we look at the truth table, for all of the input variations, it is output is not changing uniformly. So you can see that for the last combination, only the output is changing to 1. Other combination, outputs are all 0. So intruder can backtrace and find out what data we have used at the input. So to eliminate this backtracing problem, what we've used is we introduced a appropriate subcircuits so that the switching between the nodes are the same when when the input transition happens. That is verified in this table. If you look at the table on the left hand side, all the possible input combinations are listed out, and on the rightmost side, right hand column, you can see all the switching node switching are the same in the circuit when these transitions are happening, which says that a person who is intruding doesn't have any option to get back what data I have used at the input. So this is a very good thing in terms of a DPA attack. This previous slide, whatever transition what we have mentioned can be verified with a current graphs also. This slide showing the current graph. The first on the left hand side, the first graph is for the CMOS AND gate. It is there are two lines. One of it is showing a 1 to 0 transition. Other one is showing a 0 to 0 transition. In one case, there is a change in the output. In the other case, there is no change. So between the two graphs, there is a lot of difference, which shows that it is very clear. One line belongs to one particular transition, other belongs to other transition. Whereas the lower part of the left-hand side diagram, it is showing two lines which are very close to each other, which is saying that these two current graphs are very untraceable. It is not back traceable. On the right-hand side, similarly, there is a current graph which is showing a 0 to 1 transition as well as a 0 to 0 transition. So the first one, the upper one is belonging to a CMOS AND gate, whereas lines are very distinct, whereas the lower one is for the proposed AND gate, where the lines are very close together, which says that nobody can backtrace and get the information from the gates. So we found that the AND gate is useful for a DP attack, and similar style is used for making other gates also. We derived NOR gate, NAND gate, all those things we derived. But they are not used in AES box. In the AES box, we are using AND gates and XOR gates only. So we came to the XOR gates. The similar logic we have used here. This is the XOR proposed XOR gate. But the problem here is the left-hand side, all the transitions are listed, but on the right-hand side, you can see that the node transitions are not the same here. Some of the nodes are having two transitions, whereas other ones are not having any transitions. So it is easier for my attacker to backtrace and get the data what I have used at the input. So we concluded that this XOR gate is not a very good option for making DPA resistant circuit. So we switched back to CMOS XOR gate and the new proposed AND gate. So now the AES circuit is implemented using proposed AND gate, and it is implemented using cadence spectre using 65 nanometer technology, and we have used correlation power analysis using MATLAB and Excel, and found when DP attack is implemented through it. Now these results are showing these slides are showing the results. This is a benchmark we have done on a CMOS circuit. We have applied encryption, and from the encryption, these are on the left hand side, the green graph, which is showing the power signal coming out from the encryption block. And on this power traces, we applied correlation power analysis and found that one of the traces is matching very closely to the hypothetical power traces. And I have marked it as 51. The key number 51 is one which is protruding out, and that is the actual key which we have used in the encryption. So this is understood that CMOS logic family is leaking out the key, encryption key. Now coming to the proposed solution, we applied the proposed solution to the original AES S box, and the power traces are taken on the left, and the diagram on the left hand side is showing the power traces from the encryption circuit, and then a right hand side diagram is showing the DPA attack done. And the right hand side diagram, you can verify that key 51 is having a very low value. It is not protruding out. It is not showing up. So that means the encryption key is concealed from the attacker. Attacker don't have any idea what key is used for the encryption. So this is showing that DP attack is completely taken care with the new set of gates and the proposed solution. Now
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but this is a gentle reminder that your 9-minute mark has crossed. So I would
Yeah.
request you to conclude your presentation in the next minute.
Yes. That. So this slide is showing a comparison between the previous work and the current work. The current work is called as power balance logic, and you can see that it is having a moderately high maximum frequency, and it is having low power consumption. Maximum power consumption is lower compared to the other works, and area overhead is only 45.8%. This is only for the S box. All the other works, they are using a lot of overheads, as I mentioned in the original, in the beginning of the presentation. And it is seen that, none of these works are having this kind of a lesser overhead. Only this work is having lesser overheads. And the drawback here is the proposed circuit is having more number of transistors compared to the CMOS. Whereas overheads, none of the overheads are there. So this kind of implementation is very good. As a conclusion, I would say that the newly developed gates are highly resilient against DPA attack, and the CMOS implemented AES algorithm leaks power in the key even with 16 input, whereas this kind of implementation, even with 5,000 input, it is resisting to reveal the key. Yeah, that is, these are my references. Thank you.
Rajesh sir, do you have any questions for her?
Yeah, one question I have. Priyarajni, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Priyarajni, that you are talking about a literature. In this paper, you have taken some literature which you have shown in your PPT. So
Yes.
is it available like the present model which you are showing with have you verified with this any previous literature that you are going to develop a particular model? Any literature is supported on that?
I didn't get you clearly, sir.
My
There's
my
a
question is
huh,
my question is you are talking about that proposed model, right? And
huh,
that diagram which you are showing on the screen right now.
huh.
So do you have any supported reference for this?
This circuit is newly developed.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
this is the literature review which I have shown.
Yeah, got it. Fine. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Pankaj sir, any questions for ma'am?
Yeah, just one question. So I think great presentation, and I see that there is a lot of real world implementation into it. So one question that, okay, what are the limitations of implementing this? So I heard that you said that, of course, one limitation is probably you are using more number of gates. So did you also, yeah, come across any other limitations and the cost implications probably? So is it like developing this circuit is a bit more costly than whatever is already existing in the market?
No, actually, no. Compared to all the existing methods what I've discussed here, this method is incurring very less cost. That is a very big advantage. Here we are not using any overheads, and the silicon area is very less, and we are at advantage with this method.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now, next, I would like to request Anita Anand to present her study on effectiveness of intrusion detection with machine learning using undersampling method.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, did my screen is visible?
Yeah,
Yes.
perfectly visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Good afternoon, respected dignitaries. Myself, Anita Anand. I'm going to present the paper named A Study of the Effectiveness of the Intrusion Detection with the Machine Learning using Undersampling Method with the paper ID of 182. Fine. The introduction for my proposed work is that right now the internet IoT devices are going to be booming. So these devices are obviously known as the sensor devices, and with the sensing abilities, it can gather data over the internet. So the advanced development of the smart technologies like automation, wireless communication, embedded services, some fast internet technologies is going to be lead to growing use of this high advanced things in our daily life. So the growing number of this IoT device has become major challenge to maintain the security and privacy with the IoT networks. Now, why we using a machine learning in such IoT environments? So the IoT environment faces a many challenges in some security and privacy concerns, because all the gathered data, which has a characteristics like some heterogeneity, scalability, connectivity, and because of its dynamic nature. So the security and privacy concerns are already established, which does not fulfill the high degree of IoT security, and as a result, various cyber attacks are encountered. So that the intrusion detection system monitors some network traffic and can spot malicious activities and unauthorized access on an IoT network. So the IDS, intrusion detection system, detects and tracks some malicious activity over the IoT network and report to the security breaches. So the goal of the IDS is to provide the effective accuracy in the detecting the cyber attacks or any anomaly or any malicious activity over the IoT networks. So that's why the machine learning techniques gained a popularity in a network security and detecting the malicious activity or any anomaly over the IoT networks. So here I use a term intrusion detection, which is classified in two ways. First, it will be in a deployment base, and next it classified into the detection based. So the deployment base is further classified as a host-based intrusion detection and network-based intrusion detection. And in the detection-based IDS, it further classified into an anomaly-based and a signature-based intrusion detection. So here I saw some literature review, which is perfectly matched in our proposed system. So that's why here I show only 5 literature survey. Otherwise, I surveyed 31 papers. Where mostly this paper used a data set which is used for the attack detections. So generally here we use a data set like UNSW, NB15, KDD Cub, NSL KDD, CAC CIC IDS 2018 data set. And out of this literature survey, we specified that this CAC CIC IDS 2080 data set, which is a highly imbalanced data set. And here I show you the already existing method. They generally used random oversampling or undersampling methods. So by doing the literature surveys, the motivation we get like that, by reviewing this process of identifying the cyber attacks over the IoT networks, it could be analyzed as classifying the attacks over the IoT network depend on the variety of technologies which is used in the machine learning for the intrusion detection system, such as types of data sets used, pre-processing methods are going to be used, and some performance measuring parameter used for evaluating the performance of the applied machine learning algorithm. Performance measuring parameter in terms of the accuracy, F1 score, precision, and recall. Most of the research work utilized the machine learning to detect the attacks on IoT networks. The efficiency of accuracy is based on the data set which is used for the designed ML algorithm. The researchers used some standard data sets like I already told, UNSW NB15, KDD Cup, CSC CIC IDS 2018, and NSL KDD. Out of the various data set, we used the CSC CIC IDS 2018 data set, which is a high dimensional and imbalanced, and we can say that it is an up-to-date data set. So from the our proposed words focus on the data set, which is included most recent attacks and has high dimensional data with data imbalancing. The problem that we address in that we use the random undersampling method to balance the high dimensional and imbalanced data. Generally, this random undersampling method is used to reduce the majority class, and it's tried to balance it with the minority class. And in just this manner, it would be balance our data set. So this would be the proposed model that we used for our work. So first of all, this data set has a 10 CSV files. So first of all, we concat all the CSV file and do the pre-processing work like a normalization, data correlation. We find out the data correlation, remove the outlier also, remove the duplicate rows also. And after that, we use the feature scaling method, standardization method, and label encoding. And here we use a one hot label encoder to do the label encoding. And then we apply a random undersampling method. Then we split the data in a 80-20 ratio. And after that, we train our model using the 4ML classifier, which is a random forest, logistic regression, k nearest neighbor, and decision tree. After applying our proposed work on the 4 classifiers, fine. So first of all, we labeled our data set, which has a 14 unique labeled data sample. So here we just view it. After pre-processing our data set, after removing some outliers or some noisy data, we got a 28,30,743 samples. And then after doing the undersampling, random undersampling method, we just reduce the data set up to the 20,000s. And this would be the distribution of our balanced data set from class label 0 to 14. This would be the results of our trained model. So first result would be shown in our figure 4A. This is our classification report for using a random forest method. So here we can say that using a classification report, it would be show you the accuracy of 100%, as well as in figure 4B, using a logistic regression, it would be show you the accuracy of 96%.
Excuse me,
Using a
ma'am.
KNN. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but this is a reminder that you've crossed your 9-minute mark.
Yeah, sure, man. In figure 4C, classification report of KNN would show you the accuracy of 98%, as well as decision tree is also show you the accuracy of 98%. Now, this would be our performance of the proposed methodology. And out of this 4ML classifier, it would be shown that the random forest will give you the maximum accuracy with FN score precision and recall performance matrices. And at last, here we compare our proposed methodology with some existing research methodology, which is using same sampling method, using same data set, which is a CIC IDS 2018. So it should be clearly shown that our proposed system will achieve a maximum accuracy with the random undersampling method with the random forest machine learning classifiers. Lastly, we conclude that the study used the CIC IDS 2018 dataset to compare it with other research articles that focus on random undersampling and oversampling methods. So random undersampling are the best method for detecting attacks on unbalanced dataset, and it has been noted that the RF random forest method using a random undersampling, it yields a superior outcome than other machine learning algorithms. And in our proposed methodology, we detect 15 different attacks. So this would be from my side. This would be the reference. We prefer a total 31 number of papers. And thank you.
Rajesh sir, any questions for now?
Yeah. Anika, it's really very good presentation, and I think this topic is really very relevant for all the aspects, right? So my question, I'm concerned about two questions basically. First, you're talking about random sampling method, right?
Yes.
Am I audible to you? Yeah. So
Yes.
why you're focusing only random sampling?
Because it is just a starting of my research, and then that particular era, I just find out a random sampling method will give you the uh, good accuracy in smaller uh, training time of your proposed methodology.
Okay. But what is the base of your selection?
Sorry?
What is the base? Means you have taken this random sampling for this, okay? Have you taken any base to identify the random numbers?
Because this random undersampling method is generally give you the good results on an imbalanced data set.
Okay, fine. Yes, sir. Pankaj Rai, if any question?
Yes, thank you. So one question I think in line of what Dr. Akish asked, right? So you use random undersampling, right? So
Yes.
when you use the undersampling, typically you come across the underfitting issue in the ML algorithm, right? When you train it,
Yes.
because you cut down on your data size, right? So did you also come across these scenarios in your experiments?
Yes, sir. Um, Generally, first of all, I would try to reduce my data set up to 50,000 sample data set. But in my simple TPU system, it would not give you the better results in smaller amount of time. It would be take maximum like 1 to 2 hours to train your data set.
Yeah, so my question was usually in these kind of scenarios where we have limited anomalous data, right? And most of
Yes.
the data is basically the benign data, right? So in these case of scenarios, we take a SMOT, right? Oversampling rather than undersampling, and because we don't want to further reduce our minority class, right? So I was
Yes.
asking, like, when you are doing the counterintuitive way, right? So did you come across any underfitting issue in your machine learning algorithm? That means like your model is performing good on your training data, but is not performing good on the test data.
No, sir. No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now, next, I would like to request Jayesh Patil. Jayesh, sir, are you present?
Yes, ma'am, I am present.
Yes, sir. Please present your study on AI-powered text editor with speech-to-text conversion for handicapped writers.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jesh, and I am here to present our project titled AI Powered Text Editor with the speech to text conversion for handicap writers. This project is built with the vision of enabling more accessible and efficient writing for individuals with physical and disabilities. Here we comes for introduction. The content covers introduction, related work, novelty, methodology, procedural diagram, result and analysis, and conclusion with future scope. For introduction, first importance of assertive technologies. Technology play a crucial role in enhancing accessibility for individuals with disabilities, people with physical impairments, including those unable to type, face challenges in writing communication. Second, challenges faced by handicap writers. Individual with limited mobility struggle and conventional text input may existing speech to text system like advanced feature like punctuation recognition, making text processing inefficient. Third, need for a solution. Traditional speech recognition tools do not provide seamless text formation. A specialized AI-powered text editor is required to improve accessibility, accuracy, and ease of use for handicap writers. Communication and documentation for are vital parts of everyone's individual's life. However, people with physical disabilities often find it difficult to use traditional input devices like keyboards or pens. To address this challenge, we propose an AI-powered speech-to-text system that empowers our right using just their voice. So here we come from proposed system, our project introduced an AI-powered text reader with speech-to-text conversion and punctuation detection. That system allows user to detect text naturally while ensuring proper grammar and structure. The main purpose of our project is to assist right with disabilities through the integration of speech recognition and NLP, which is called as natural language processing. Our system allows user to detect, format, and edit text completely hands-free, enabling to more inclusive productive writing experience. The system feature covers real-time speech-to-text conversion with enhanced accuracy, automatic punctuation detection and formatting, customizable voice command, and improve user experience. The impacts of application covers empowers handicap writers by providing a efficient text to text input method, enhancing accessibility, inclusivity, and independence in digital communication. So here is a related work. We have explored various studies and technologies such as transformer-based model for punctuation, recurrent neural network, which is RNN, for speech processing, noise suppression technologies. Previous work provided us with a strong foundation, but lacked a complete hands-free editing feature, something we aim to innovate with our system. Several studies have explored the integration of speech recognition and text editing to assist individuals with disability. Existing studies has primarily focused on uh, improving speech-to-text accuracy, adaptive learning methods, and accessibility features. Some speech to recognition for accessibility develop the paper in 2020 develop a multilingual speech to text translation, enabling better communication across different languages. Some paper voice to text conversion techniques. The paper from 2021 year examined a recent advancement in voice to text conversion and its role in assistive technologies. Now, some risks and benefits of speech recognition for clinical documentation occur. Research has shown that speech recognition system enhance efficiency in clinical documentation while also presenting challenges in misinterpretation and privacy concern. The gap in existing research covered that while previous studies have contributed significantly to speech-to-text technology, most like integration with intelligent text feature tailored for handicap writers, our project aims to bridge this gap by developing AI-powered text editor with advanced recognition, punctuation handling, and user-friendly editing functionalities. So here we comes for novelty. Our system novelty lies in its real-time editing capabilities. User can issue spoken commands like bold this word or print comma or other punctuation marks. It distinguishes between content and command, which is not widely implemented in many existing solutions. This ensures a natural and interactive writing flow. So real-time speech-to-text takes advanced punctuation handling. Unlike conventional speech-to-text system that struggle with punctuation, our model prints the comma by pronouncing only comma. Novelty, the integration of DSP, which is digital signal processing, ASR, automatic speech recognition, and NLP, which is natural language processing, is one of the model which innovative approach means it combines all of the three approaches in a single model. Customizable editing setting. User can edit and refine, transcribe text using voice command, reducing dependence on physical input device. This enhances accessibility for individual with motor impairments. Here, novelty is providing both punctuation and text through speech is practical feature that enhance the user experience. Adaptive learning enhance accuracy. The system continuously improves accuracy by learning from user correction and preference, providing a personalized speech recognition experience. So here it comes for methodology. Our methodology includes three core components: speech recognition using web speech API to transcribe voice to text. NLP processing is to detect punctuation and contextual structure using model like BRT or GPT. Command execution for editing, feature using trained command set of distinguish between detection and control. We develop the AI-powered text editor, follows the structure, ensure accuracy, efficiency, and accessibility. First, data collection, speech corpus selection, large data set for human speech, including different accent and speech pattern are collected. Text normalization, reproducing techniques such as noise reduction, silence removal, phonetic analysis are applied to recognize recognition accuracy. Punctuation handling, the data set is annotated with punctuation to train the model in proper sentence structuring. Second, speech to text model development, automatic speech recognition ASR system implemented using deep learning model like deep speech or wake 2.0 or robust speech to text conversion. Uses male frequency central coefficients and recurrent neural network RNN to extract feature, punctuation and format model. Transformer-based models such as BRT or T5 predict punctuation and sentence structuring. Context-aware NLP techniques analyze pauses and inflation changes, determine appropriate punctuation marks. Third, user interface and assistive technology integration, simple and accessible UI. A clean text editor interface with voice and text keyboard input support. So here we comes for testing and evaluation. Accuracy testing, model performance is evaluated using a word error rate, that is WR, and BLUE score for speech to text accuracy. Usability testing, feedback from handicapped user, ensure that the system is intuitive and meets accessibility needs. Real world validation, the system is tested in practical writing scenario, including academic and professional environments. The proposed system ensure an efficient and accessible speech-to-text system tailored for handicap writer by combining a speech recognition, punctuation handling, hand pre-editing. Our system enhances writing accessibility and user experience. Here is our procedural diagram, which consists from speech input, which goes to speech recognition API, which is Google Speech API. We the speech to text. Here transcript test goes from natural language processing. The NLP analyzes the text to determine the user intention and to extract data. This further followed to execute command and add text. Here we separate commands and normal text, and then as per the commands on normal text, the response is sent for the user UI.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Reminder that your 9-minute mark is crossed. Please conclude your presentation within the next minute.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. There becomes for result and discussion. The accuracy of AI-powered text editor with speech-to-text conversion for handicap writer is means using multiple evaluation metrics and real-world testing. Achieving WR below 10% is considered high accuracy, which is word error rate below 10% is high accuracy. Benchmarking against standard speech dataset user is readability. Then metric use command recognition rate CRR, which is above 90% for common words. Then here we comes for future conclusion and future scope. The proposed system to speech to text platform significantly improves accessibility for writers and disabilities. By integrating NLP, speech recognition API, user can create format and narrate text efficiently without manual input. Then here comes for future scope, multilingual support. Currently, the system supports only English. Future version can integrate multiple languages using WebKit, speech recognition API, advanced machine learning languages model. Implementing transformer or RNN can import common command recognition accuracy, noise reduction, which is enhancing speech to text and efficiency in noisy language for better real world application. Adaptive learning, future models can adapt and to individual speech pattern, improving personalized performance. Then here are those references we take. There are 13 references from different conferences. And thank you, ma'am.
Rajesh sir, any questions for him?
Yeah, exactly. Just one question I would like to ask that whether have you tested that particular model which you have developed for the language editing, speech editing?
Yes, sir. We tested it on Google Speech Recognition API, but the accuracy is quite 85 to 90% from the existing system. And this is our survey focus on the combination of main research paper, and we develop a special system which integrate NLP, ASR, and something called as post processing, which is printing of comma or other punctuation marks.
Okay, great. So whether it would be like compatible for the other platforms, like which platforms are more friendly for that?
Yes, sir. We are right now we are working on only for specific work like printing comma. It is right now it is printing comma, printing going on next line, and we try to bold a sentence from some like bold high and bold, and then it is properly bolding that sentences.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Pankaj sir, any questions for him?
Yeah, one question, Jayesh. So you said that you are using Google API for recognizing the speech and converting it to the text, right? And then
Yes.
you are differentiating between the contents and commands, right? So I'm curious if you used any machine learning model to differentiate or classify between the comments and commands, and what kind of a corpora, the text corpora you took.
Sir, right now we are using automatic speak recognition API model, which is consisting of some machine learning model, which and we efficiently converting the command and text, and it is giving proper input about accuracy with 85 to 90% accuracy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jayesh sir. Now, next, I would like to call Nirmal Kanniayan, VKL sir. Nirmal sir, are you here with us?
Yes, ma'am, I am here. I'll share my screen.
Yes, sir. Please present your paper on automated time series forecasting.
Nirmal, I think you will please focus on your research and your outputs, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So I hope my screen is visible and I'm perfectly audible.
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah, I'll start. So, good afternoon, delegates. I am Nirmal. So I'll represent my team and give you a presentation on our automated time series forecasting framework. So, yeah. So first, our research introduces an automated framework for time series forecasting to address the challenges of forecasting and analyzing time series data without requiring domain expertise. So our framework utilizes a bunch of statistical tests and some models like ARIMA, SARIMA, moving average, and ARIMA to simplify the complex analysis. So we try to bridge the gap between this advanced statistical modeling and user-friendly application so that they should provide various users to help give a data-driven decision across various industries. So our motivation for doing this first, as day by day the amount of time series data we get is huge, and it brings out a necessity for users to provide an efficient and accurate solutions that are not only accessible for people with domain knowledge. So the current techniques generally demand an significant manual intervention from data pre-processing to prediction, so which poses a challenge for non-specialists, which restricts the use of forecasting tools for a large number of people. So now forecasting plays a vital role even for individuals without domain expertise. So our framework tries to bridge this gap by making forecasting more accessible and understandable for a broader audience. So next, I'll start with the methodology. I'll talk about how our data process or our data flow is. First, we get the data, we input them, we prepare them. Next, we have a bunch of statistical tests where we try to characterize the data. So as of now, we have four characteristics: stationarity, seasonality, trend, and volatility. So after receiving the data, after inputting the data, we try to characterize them. In the next step, we try to model or map these characteristics to a particular model and forecast them. And the last step would be model fitting and getting the results. So this is our framework for our framework. So first we get our data. Next we prepare them. Next, this is the test that I was talking about. So we have stationarity check where we use KDF and KPSS tests. These are hypothesis testing techniques where we get p-values as an output, where we try to if the p-value is less than the significant level of 0.05, we say that it is a stationary data. Next, for a seasonality check, we use autocorrelation. If there is a significant amount of lags, we say there's a strong possibility of seasonality. Trend analysis, we use Man-Kendall test where we try to see if there's an increasing trend or a decreasing trend. Next, for volatility, we use a rolling standard deviation. If there is a much change in the volatility, we can say for that our time series data poses some volatility in them. So next is how we map these characteristics to data, to our models. So first, if there is seasonality and trend, and high volatility, we would use a profit model, which is capable of forecasting data where volatility is present, or else if there is moderate volatility, we try to use Sarima. If there is only trend with high volatility, we use profit again. With moderate volatility, fault index model. And if our model contains only seasonal data, we use Arima model, which is famous for using, which is nothing but seasonal Arima. If our data is a stationary data, we go with Arima, which is good for stationary data. So next, the final will be fitting our model and getting our results. So here are some of the data sets that we worked on. So first is an electricity transformer data set, where this is our data set. We experimented this on our framework. First, we got it as characteristics as false to true, and which suggested a model as profit. We used two metrics, MAE and RMSC. You can also see the forecast, how they have been plotted against the original data and the forecasted data. Next, we use monthly part sales data, which is a quite basic data, as you can say. We used our model chooses Sarima to forecast this particular data, as there was no volatility and no stationarity. As you can see from this data set, you can see there's less volatility when compared to the previous data set. So, which made the framework to choose Sarima as the model. Next, we tried with COVID-19 and air passengers data set. Air passengers data set was yielded some good results, but COVID-19 was very much more, it has properties of no stationarity, and it had seasonality, trend, and volatility. But our framework chose more profit, and it gave us some high results, high error values. And the next was our passengers data set, which is where we can see there was a good prediction with the less volatility. So profit was chosen. Next, we wanted to try our framework with synthetic data set. So our synthetic data set is made up of trend, seasonality, and noise. So we include a trend feature by having this formula 0.5 into t, where t is the time stand, which will regulate the trend slope, giving us an increasing or a decreasing value. So this gives us an increasing value. Our seasonality, we use this formula 10 into sine 2 pi by 50, which gives us a cyclic pattern with a periodicity of 50 and amplitude of 10. And we also wanted to include some noise to see how our framework handles it. So we used a normal distribution with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. So these are the synthetic data set along with their results. So the first one, we can see an increasing trend along with some seasonality which can be seen. So our model chose Sarima model. There was no stationarity and less volatility because the seasonality and trend were increasing in a regular manner, we can say. Next, we created another synthetic data set which had volatility and seasonality, everything. Our model tried to fit in a profit, but still we got some results such as this. So at this, we'll try to conclude what we have done. So our proposed framework tried to enhance the time series forecasting by analyzing the data characteristics and selecting optimal models without human intervention. And our main goal was to bridge the gap between to help users with less domain knowledge to make informed decisions. And we have also validated our framework with many number of data sets. We have shown you a few over here. And challenges that we used while using this framework. So sometimes an improper selection of parameters for certain models, because we use a limited number of models and we still need to experiment with more number of models, deep learning, and now even LLMs are doing a good job. So next, and one more challenge was time series data had more complex pattern, not just trend, seasonality, and volatility. More patterns were seen in some time series data, such as linearity and non-linearity, which complicate the modeling process. So we also wanted to generalize our. This was one challenge where we wanted to generalize our framework, so it worked on different kind of domains. So in order to provide accurate forecasting real world applications. And for the future works, what we first our aim was to improve our accuracy. Next, we wanted to increase the number of parameters for model selection, essentially the characteristics. To improve the more parameters, we try to bring out more. We try to bring more high accurate results. And last one, we want to research or compare extensively with different data sets to see how our framework works with different data sets. And next, these are our references for which we have used for for our research purposes. And thank you. If you have any questions on answer questions, please.
Rajesh sir,
this
any
is,
questions?
yeah, thank you, thank you. This is really nice presentation, but I have one question with you.
Yes,
So
sir.
what is the problem of your paper addresses?
So we try to address the gap where non-domain people who have less expertise in time series forecasting try to use this application, which is a very user-friendly application, where they just input the data and we get a result. They don't want to worry about how their data set is, what models are to be chosen. We try to provide a framework for users like that. So
Okay, you have applied some data set, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, so did any of the results surprises you when you are applying that?
So we can see that certain data sets, even though they for example, it differs among the domains. For a finance data set, certain same number of characteristics choose different models. For us in weather data sets, they try to use the same model but different accuracies, even though they have the same characteristics. So we wanted to generalize them for different domains. So that's
Okay,
one of the challenges we faced.
fine, fine. Thank you. Over to you, Dhimal.
Pankaj sir, any questions for him?
Hi, interesting presentation. So I wanted to check, like, did you also try to evaluate your model on any industrial data set?
So we have used finance data, as RTC data, some weather data, synthetic data we have used. Industrial data, in this sense, we have used some bunch of data sets. Yes.
Okay. And what was your baseline model?
So baseline model in the sense we have these characteristics and we try to map those characteristics to different models. So not a single baseline model you can say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my only comment is when you look at the real industrial data, right? For example, sensor data, and for example, if you're trying to identify the anomalies in the sensor data, right? So
Yes, sir.
it's not a very straightforward statistical method using which you can just identify it as an anomaly,
Yes, sir.
because every sensor or every data has its own operating envelope, and it could be also in combination with some sort of physics-based model, right?
Yes, sir.
So we definitely cannot remove the domain knowledge altogether from this, but I really
Yes, sir.
appreciate
Yes, sir.
your efforts on this. I mean, probably we can reduce it, but yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
still need to, I mean, look at it from domain knowledge perspective
Yes,
when
sir.
we are
At
trying
least
to
for some.
evaluate the forecasting.
Yes, sir. At least for some basic level sales data, which can be used. This could be useful for certain shops or guest stores and some other industries. Not like very high tech where we use millions of data with complex patterns, but at low level it could be very much helpful, sir.
Yeah,
And I
great.
agree with your point, yes, sir. More
Yeah,
of
great work nonetheless. Yeah, thanks.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Now I would request Amal Krishnan. Amal sir, please present your study on bridging the gap for the deaf community a gamified online learning platform for Indian Sign Language.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Is the screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. We can see your presentation.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, esteemed session chairs. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Amar Krishnan from Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. I'm here to present our team's work on bridging the gap for the deaf community, developing an online learning platform for Indian Sign Language. So this paper basically introduces an innovative gamified online learning platform designed to address the communication and educational challenges faced by the deaf and hard of hearing students in India. So if they focus on Indian Sign Language, this strongly aligns with SDG 4 of ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting a lifelong learning opportunities for all. So before delving into the objectives and subsequent slides of the work, with the permission of session chairs, let me take initial couple of minutes just to set the background and the intro of what the work is about. So the World
Okay.
Health Organization, WHO's World Report on Hearing, which was published on 2021, like it estimates that by 2050, nearly 2.5 billion people worldwide could experience some degree of hearing loss. And when it comes to India, there are currently 63 million individuals who are suffering from various degrees of hearing loss. And another situation that exists is limited ISL interpreters. As per the National Directory of ISLRTC, Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center, there are less than 400, just 400 certified interpreters across the nation. So all these regional variations also further complicates the integration of ISL into an educational curricula. So in this response of this, ISLRTC and as well as NAOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, have launched collaborative initiatives to develop and refine the learning content of ISL. But these efforts definitely aim to create a more inclusive learning environment. But still, there are notable gap in terms of structured, gamified digital resources that can support both deaf and hearing learners in mastering this ISL syntax and vocabulary interactively. The thing is, see, ISL is similar to any other sign language, like it's a combination of finger spelling, the hand movements, along with very importantly, the facial recognition as well. But the regional variations, along with this lack of ISL awareness, is hindering the quality of deaf education that the target group is getting, which is affecting subsequently on their proficiency of English language when they progress with their education. So an accessible learning ISL learning platform will foster the inclusivity and bridge this education gap. So what we see in the bottom is just like a measuring scale that we use clinically. We use to classify the hearing loss. Any typical hearing person will be able to identify sound less than 25 decibel. Decibel is basically the measurement of frequency and amplitude, combination of it. So any person who is only able to identify more than 25 decibel is a mild hearing loss, and one who can identify only more than 41 decibel is a moderate hearing loss, and subsequently the 76 to 95 decibel range is a severe hearing loss person. So anything above this is classified as a profound hearing loss or a completely deaf individual. Is my slide moving? Just to confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. Just a bit of statistics in India. The hearing loss is the like second most largest disabled population in the country. It stands at 19%, just below the locomotor disability. And if we look into the child population, out of all the children with all kind of disabilities, 20% of it are children who are in the age of 0 to 19 years suffering from hearing loss, or deaf and hard of hearing children, which means 15.7 lakhs children. So from this, what we need to understand is there are 15.7 lakhs children in India who need some kind of assistance in terms of education to enhance the quality of the education that they get. Speaking of that, coming to the objectives of the work is to develop an engaging and accessible platform for learning Indian Sign Language and address the gap in ISL education, including multiple signs and grammar challenges. and promote inclusivity by supporting both deaf and hearing learners effectively. So some of the points let me share from the literature for this objectives. It's like early exposure to second language acquisition, L2, has shown significant cognitive benefits. And for deaf students, the sign language will obviously serve as a primary language, L1. So whereas any other spoken language learned subsequently is classified as a L2. So the researchers indicates that an L2 acquisition during early childhood will positively impact their working memory. And moreover, there are also researchers that demonstrate that this bilingual brain network, bilingual as an instance is the combination of two languages, will exhibit greater efficiency and also develop a strongly influenced by an early L2 exposure. So these findings underscore this importance of promoting both sign language and the spoken language education, which will subsequently enhance their learning outcomes of deaf learners. And the methodology we adopted here, basically the platform's design. These have been like drawn from the insights from foundational linguistic theories to create an effective framework of ISL education. First one is creation's input hypothesis. It emphasizes that language acquisition occurs when learners are exposed to input just beyond their current capabilities. So this is aligning with the platform's scaffolded design, where learners progress incrementally from recognizing single signs to constructing sentences. This I can explain more clarity when I share the snapshots of the work. It's basically referring to the syntax or the sentence construction. If we are speaking of the spoken English, it follows the order of subject verb object. For example, he's slicing apple. Here he's subject, slicing is a verb, and apple will be the object. When it comes to ISL, though the idea conveyed will be he's slicing the apple, the order in which it is conveyed through the signs will be different. It will be subject object verb, SOV. The sign, the order of sign it will be shown is he apple slicing. So these are the main two factors along with the regional differences across the nation which exist. These are the main factors which is to be considered when we try to bring in a technology intervention that is aimed at educating ISL. And also the Chomsky's universal grammar is also studied as part of a literature. This highlights the innate linguistic abilities and the universality of a grammatical structure. So this also complements our approach. And the platform is leveraging these principles to help learners internalize their ISL grammar through the exposure, which is similar to a natural language acquisition. And also there are studies that demonstrate that hearing as well as deaf individuals share comparable neural pathways during the language task. So this will validate actually the biological basis also of this ISL acquisition. So from all this, designing an interactive immersive language, content development through color-coded vocabulary for grammar, sentence structure and reinforcement, and visual assessment and feedback mechanism, which we see in the coming slides, and also a curriculum with interactive activities for vocabulary, grammar, and a real-life ISL practice. So this adopts a task-based approach, which will integrate these scaffolded activities to transition learner from a receptive to productive language use, and thereby reinforces the learning of the language. So coming to the curriculum content, it has broad topics and subtopics that we have designed. The topics include numbers, letters, and words, home, family, and health, time, calendar, weather, and nature, transportation and travel, education, work, and money, and also Bharat, which means the map and geographical information of India. So, for example, let's take the topic 3, which is home, family, and health. So this contains subcategories such as kitchen, food, and groceries. And also clothing, bedroom and bathroom, family and relationship, daily routines, expressing feelings and emotions, and body and health and ailments also. Let's take the further subcategory of food and groceries, choosing a lesson on fruits. So all the vocabulary in the 7 main topics listed is presented in the form of images with an English word label and a place to touch the picture to start a video. So where the screen expands to a larger sign and a signer showing the correct ISL sign for the
Excuse me, sir.
vocabulary word. Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting, but you've crossed your 9-minute limit. So I would request
Sure.
you to conclude your presentation in the next 1 minute.
Sure. I will conclude within 2 minutes. Thank you. Yeah. So next comes the screen showing this sentence construction, as I mentioned before. So this is one of the most engaging and effective examples of interactive learning in the program. For example, the fruit lessons. So this exercise is designed to teach students how to construct simple sentences by combining the key elements such as subject, object, and verb, represented as picture words. So the process begins with the learner selecting the appropriate picture words, which are thoughtfully color-coded to aid comprehension and reinforce these grammatical categories. So for instance, nouns, verbs, and subjects are assigned distinct colors and to make sentence construction intuitive. So the learner then drags and drops each selected picture word into the designated sentence frame at the bottom of the screen, as you can see. So this is how, like, I like banana, for example, is the phrase which is showing here. I banana like is the correct order as per the ISL syntax. Once that is done, to create a fun and rewarding learning experience, the platform incorporates celebratory elements, which is not shown here as of now. Once all the correct words are positioned in the frame, the screen comes alive with confetti cascading down and a gif of clapping hands, like providing positive reinforcement. So this design ensures a scaffolded learning experience where errors are generally prevented because they won't be able to bring in the wrong words to the wrong places. The drag and drop will be finished only when they try to bring it to the correct options. So this allows the students to experiment and learn in a mistake-free environment. Coming to the key features is the interactive learning methods. As I mentioned before, the students build sentence by selecting and dragging the SOV picture word, and then color-coded sentences are there, which will guide the learners to construct grammatically correct sentence, and then adaptive assessment is there, which is tailored to each activity, which help student progress, which is in development actually, and a personalized feedback includes refresher videos as well for the vocabulary items which were not identified properly during the assessment. So the development of this online platform represents a significant advancement in making this ISL education accessible and engaging to both the deaf and hearing users. So going the way forward, we envision a partnership with NISH, National Institute of Speech and Hearing, because we'll have to pair with the institution that involves deaf students as well, and then also focus on this AI-driven feedback for an independent ISL signing and grammar lessons to take it to the next level. Then we also focus or aim to make the bachelor's in computer science an accessible degree program for deaf students with additional provisions of this applied practice through product testing. Of course, it's a long way to go, but that's a long-term vision of us. So these are the references that we have used. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much for the patience and listening, and open to the questions and feedback, ma'am, sir.
Rajesh sir,
Yeah.
any questions?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Your presentation is really good. Actually, this model is really good for the society, right? I have one question
Yes.
for you, Amar. That what is the limitation which you feel during that particular doing this project? Any limitations specifically you have identified?
Course, there are limitations, sir. Actually, the main limitation is the kind of the lack of the vocabulary content. See, the ISL vocabulary is still evolving. ISLRTC is trying hard to, as I mentioned initially, there are a lot of regional variations across the states when you look from north to south. So, if you want to bring in a technology, this regional variations is a major hindrance in scaling up this technology nationwide. So ISLRTC is trying hard to come up with measures to standardize this. They have rolled out a dictionary which is still evolving, adding a lot of vocabularies to it. Right now, I think if I'm right, there are close to 10,000 words now as per the ISLRTC dictionary. So to make our product stick on to the novelty, we have taken only the words from those dictionary, and through the ISL interpreters who are also deaf, we have created the videos which is strictly sticking on the vocabulary. And also, sir, when if I try to say it in our particular this platform perspective, there is some kind of challenges in terms of certain words to bring it in an abstract concept, because since here we are extensively using this image based activity, For example, there are certain words which is very hard to like kind of comprehend through an image. For example, honesty. There are these related some grammatical words are also there, which is hard to bring in as an image. We will have to use a small kind of video kind of animation, or at least a gify kind of thing has to be integrated. So all these are kind of present challenges that we have come across. Going forward, we are trying to like kind of solve it through different measures, along with the
That's good.
partnership with Nish. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Thank you. Done from my side. Pankaj, if you have any question.
Yeah, thanks. So I think great presentation, and this is one of those projects which really has solid impact potential on the masses, right? So I really
Thanks.
wish you all the best. So one small question, like I hear you saying the potential to be of using AI for some kind of feedback generation, right? So nowadays there is also a lot of push towards generative AI, right? The multimodal language models or vision models. So in future, are you also planning to integrate those? Because one of the limitations which you're talking about, if you have to kind of explain honesty, for example, to the students, right? So it is kind of an abstract idea, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
are you planning to integrate AI into it in future?
Definitely, sir. As I mentioned, the way forward, we are definitely like looking forward to integrate this Gen AI concept to modify the module. The current limitation, I strongly believe the current limitations of these abstract concepts, and also there will be a number of when we try to implement it in a scaled up environment. I hope all those can be like kind of addressed to a greater extent when we try to integrate it with Gen AI.
Thank you. All the best.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, next, I would like to call Sarthak Shinde. Sarthak Shinde, are you here with us?
Yes, I am with you. I am sharing.
Yes, sir. Please present your paper on RoboMapper, autonomous mapping using ROS Hector SLAM with 2D RPL LiDAR in Gazebo and RViz simulators.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
perfect.
Yeah. So I am Sarthak Shinde, and I'm going to present my topic RoboMapper, autonomous mapping using Hector SLAM with 2D RP LiDAR, Gazebo, and RV simulator. It is a collaborative work between me, Sarthak Shinde, and my co-authors Prajwal Sangpal, Yuvraj Singh, Akash Gaikar, Shaila Pawar, and Avinash Sonule. Let me introduce to our project. So our project research paper has only two aspects: creating maps of indoor environment and navigating through it autonomously. We are using Hector SLAM for creating indoor map using 2D RP LiDAR. 2D RP LiDAR is a laser scanner that would create a map of the indoor environment. We are using SLAM technology, which is making map and knowing the position of the robot in the map. So let's understand what are the scope of this project. Mainly scopes are warehouses and hotels and restaurants. Warehouses to deliver product from source A to destination B, we are using warehouses. In nowadays in e-commerce and product-based companies, there must be fast delivery of the product, and there must not be any human intervention in the warehouses. So we are using our robot. So in hotels and restaurants, it could act as a waiter that will collect our orders and deliver food on the tables and navigate through it. So the question remains, why Hector SLAM? There are many SLAM techniques like Google cartographer. There are many SLAM techniques like cartographer and G mapping. But why we are using Hector SLAM? Hector SLAM is the only algorithm that uses low CPU and low memory usage. So reduces our cost of computing because we can use very less powerful computers to process the data. It does not rely on odometry. If there is irregular terrain, odometry is affected and could cause many big errors. Let's understand our Hector SLAM algorithms. So we have pose optimization and scan transformation. It updates the map. Post optimization improves the position and updates the map. Scan transformation tells us how our bot is oriented and at what transformation our bot is pose update and Hessian matrix. These are the matrices that reduces the error. It uses gradient method and matrix method to reduce the errors in our map. So I will tell you how our actual project works. How could you create a robot that could create maps, that could create a map, and we can navigate through it. First, we will create the map of the indoor environment using Hector SLAM, and we will use RP LiDAR A1 and create a 2D occupancy grid map. Then we will localize it. What is localization? Understanding the position of the robot in the indoor environment, where the robot is located in our map. Then we will give a goal to the robot for destination. Then we will do the path planning through A star. We will use DW algorithm for if there is any obstacle in the path, we will use DW algorithm to avoid that path and make a new path planning. We will give commands to our motors using Arduino Mega to give commands to the motor to go towards our destination. This is our system architecture. After creating the Hector SLAM map, we will take the map from the map server, which will give us a global map. There are two types of map, global map and local map. So global map will be the exact whole map of our indoor environment. And we will also take sensor data such as RP LiDAR and odometric data to get the live obstacle that are occurring in our environment. So we will also have a permanent map, or we also have a local map that will tell obstacle avoided. Then we will get a CM. Then after processing, we will get the commands to run our motor towards the destination. So these are some components that could be used to make a robot that could do our task of mapping and navigation. We will use motors. You will use motors such as 405 RPM planetary gear motors, which will have 190 PPR encoders. We can use computing unit Jetson Nano 4GB, or we can use RPI also, RPI 4GB to 8GB RAM. For microcontroller, we can use Arduino Mega. For motor driver, for controlling the motors, we are using MDDA 10A. We could also use L298N sensor. For now, we are using a 24-volt battery supply because we are using heavy motors. So we are using 24-volt battery supply because motor and Jetson required a huge power supply. We are using motor voltage regulation. For example, our Jetson Nano requires 5 volt, and our power supply gives for 24 volts. So for converting 24 volt into 5 volt and 12 volt for the motor driver, we are using our voltage regulation, and we are using sensors as RP LiDAR 8N. So these are the results. So we are using ROS. ROS is a technology that combines our hardware with our software. It is a technology act as a network between our hardware and software. So these are the nodes that are working. This node works as our Hector SLAM creating our map, navigation stack, doing our navigation to go from path A, source A to destination B. These are our robot sensor, how our robot will transform. As you can see in the left, there is RVs. RVs will tell us from the source location how our robot is been transformed. And the right shows the simulation of our bot, how our bot is moving towards the goal. This is map of our institution 3rd floor. So in the right, you can see the actual map of our room, and in the left, it shows the map that we have created using our Hector SLAM. For now, we have created this map manually by roaming with the RP LiDAR, and we have created, and as we can see, the map looks accurately same, and it had some errors, but we were trying to solve the errors. These errors occur when there is no wall. For some spaces, there is no wall to bounce back as we are using laser scan data. So let me conclude. So this research paper demonstrates how a person or how an institute could create a robot that will use a 2D LiDAR sensor, use Hector SLAM to create the map, and then to use A star and DWA algorithm to do path planning and obstacle avoidance, generate map and move through it autonomously. And it has very much real-time application like in restaurants, warehouses, and closed structure environment. Like in offices also we can use for some logistics. Here are some notable future works of our project. We could add camera and depth sensor. We have not added camera or depth sensor because it increases the price of our product. We want to keep it best, but we want to keep it in affordable. And in future, we will do multiple robot coordination. In future, we will do multiple robot coordination. For now, we have created a system that would work only for one single robot, but multiple robots should coordinate together to do the task faster. These are references. We have used 10 references. Thank you. This was my presentation of RoboMapper, and I am ready for any questions from you. Sir.
Rajesh sir, any questions?
Yeah, Sarthak, this was really nice presentation, and it is really, I believe it's really a real world problem you are going to solve. Have you ever thought about the privacy issues related to this?
But sir, in the institution, whole institution only wants that robot should go in our system. It could have it, but in office issues, we have the permission to go in indoor only. So I think if offices or warehouses, it's in the warehouses, we will take the permission to go move our robot. So we have the permission to go anywhere. So it will not, there will be no privacy issues, I think so.
Fine. Pankaj, if you have any question.
Yes, definitely. Nice presentation. So I have two questions.
Thank you, sir.
So you said that you are using 2D LiDAR sensor for path planning and obstacle avoidance, right?
Yes.
So in the real world scenario where, let's say, you have a warehouse, so there could also be a risk of objects falling from like top, right? So are you using some kind of a 3D sensors as well to, I mean, not only look at 2D, like where you are moving, and also the entire environment? So that's my first question. And also in terms of obstacles, right? It might not be a physical obstacle altogether, right? It could be just a sign saying that this is a restricted area. So are you using some kind of a computer vision as well to understand your entire environment holistically and take a decision?
Sir, both the questions are of our adding our camera sensor. So the first question is we are not seeing the object that are falling upon us, but for that we can use simple sensors like a distance sensor to sense anything that's coming from up. But for now we are not attach any camera to it, and in future we will add camera to our project, but it will increase the cost. So for cost reduction, we are just using the RP LiDAR. So for now.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Dayanand sir, are you here with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, sir. Please present your paper on study to examine the impact of generative artificial intelligence on business models, trends from a bibliometric content analysis.
Sure, thank you. Is my screen coming up?
Yep.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you. So the topic of my paper is a study to examine the impact of generative artificial intelligence on business models, trends from a bibliometric content analysis. The agenda for this presentation is as shown here. So generative artificial intelligence, a subset of AI, has emerged to revolutionize, transform the business operations and strategies across industries. This has been growing since 1960s, and the transformative power realized since the launch of ChatGPT in 2022. Policymakers within governments across the globe have been refining existing or creating existing policies. Practitioners, academicians have been investing resources to find how we can tap into this technology. This study executes a bibliometric analysis and contributes by identifying 6 themes using the content analysis approach. When we look at the extant literature on the applications of GAI and business models, they are available separately, but this study tries to address a gap where this is looked at together. The specific questions that is being taken up for study is what is the publication trend? What countries have contributed? How is the collaboration across countries? What are the themes that are emerging? The methodology adopted for each of these questions is mentioned in the brackets, and we will cover in the subsequent slides. The database that has been used for the analysis is the Scopus Digital Library. The specific search strategy is as shown in table 1 here, where the keywords artificial intelligence and business model is used to cover the breadth of the search, and generative artificial intelligence is used to cover the depth of the search. And the steps for the systemic review is as shown in the figure 1. To answer the first question with respect to the trends, what has been observed is there has been a significant and rapid increase in the number of papers that has got published since the year 2015. And the citations for the same have also been increasing, and this is answering the first question. The second question with respect to from where the contributions are coming, a total of 24 countries were identified with the table 2 showing the top 10 countries from where the publications have come in. United States having the maximum number of publications, and United Kingdom having the maximum number of citations. With respect to the question 3 as to how the collaboration across countries has been progressing, a social network analysis was done using the WAS viewer co-authorship analysis, and 4 clusters were identified as seen here. Now the circle behind each country actually represents the larger the circle, the higher the number of publications. And the thicker the line between the circles represents the higher number of collaborations. To understand how are these articles or papers that are getting published are related to each other, a bibliometric coupling analysis was done using WAS viewer, and as shown in figure 4 here and table 3, we identified multiple clusters, and the total papers that has been that is present in each of these clusters along with the citations is shown in this table. To go deeper into what are the different themes that are emerging, content analysis was performed to get an answer to the 4th question, and 6 themes were identified from the content analysis. And in the following slides, for each of the themes, I'll be presenting what were the key findings and highlights from the top 3 papers in each of these themes. The first theme from the innovation transformation in business models perspective, the papers emphasize the need to adapt dynamic capabilities of every organization to the evolving digital transformations. The first paper, the study builds a process model for dynamic capabilities with 9 micro foundations across external triggers, internal enablers, and internal barriers. And the study recognizes agility as a core mechanism for the strategic renewal of organizations' business model, collaborative approach, and culture. The paper 2 under this theme, studies find that AI influences SDG number 12 in UN 2030 agenda, and it highlights the knowledge management system plays a key role in redesigning the sustainable business models by fueling a cultural drift with AI as a tool capable of redesigning operational and decision-making processes to create value. Paper 3 in this theme, study finds that smartness in the products are driven by the technical progress across big data, AI, and semantic interoperability. And it highlights that the networked business model, as opposed to single firm business models, will become more prevalent and more successful. And this will result in industry convergence, blurring industry boundaries, and bringing unprecedented societal changes, opening up new opportunities and posing new challenges. Moving on to theme 2, which is trust and transparency in digital systems. The findings from the paper 1 is in operations supply chain management. The blockchain applications work together with AI, IoT, and big data, and the blockchain technology improving traceability, auditability, provenance, and minimizing counterfeit attacks and frauds. The study also highlights the operations supply chain management practices are being applied across multiple industry business models and across multiple countries. Paper 2 in this theme, it refers to with the transformation of business models using AI and data analytics. The study finds that the user's decisions, preferences, and behaviors are influenced by digital products and services providers. During COVID-19 pandemic, the infodemic that was caused made WHO collaborate with the social media platforms to mitigate the impact of false information. And hence, the study highlights the need for a collaborative and a cooperative approach, be it legislated or voluntary, to build on the trust in the governments. Paper 3 in this theme, the authors find AI and blockchain being the hallmark of technology of the Industry 4.0 revolution and holds immense promise for business applications. They highlight 10 application areas for AI and blockchain integrations in the business models. Theme 3 is around integration of technology and sustainability. And in this theme, the first paper, it talks about developing a viable system model framework for transitioning towards a circular economy. And the study highlights a product service system as a key business model innovation, with digital technologies like IoT, big data, blockchain, and AI playing a key role. Paper 2 in this theme develops a causal model relation between three elements, which is technology, business model, and market, and three factors, which is the leading firm effect, standardization, and regulation for two specific industries, specifically autonomous car and intelligent robots. The study highlights that the dynamic relationships are proven through business model, patent statistics, and reference citation networks. The paper 3 in this theme studies develop a 2x2 matrix representing the human mission capability boundary, and highlights how ChatGPT has been serving as a smart personal coach, team member, or a sparring partner for ideation. Theme 4 is around sustainable innovation through digital technologies. And paper 1 finds the digital technologies like AI, Internet of Things, big data, and blockchain are enablers for a more sustainable and circular economy. The study specifically highlights how all these digital technologies provide an incremental improvements to sustainable product management activities that includes product design assessments and supply chain management. Paper 2 in this theme, it finds specifically in the music industry, there is a co-evolution of the live music industry, and digital music has functioned well, with the live music industry self-propagating by assimilating innovations from the digital music. And the study highlights that the creation of a trust-based, ICT-driven disruptive business model, with the advancements of digital innovations transforming the live music industry into a live concert streaming music industry. Paper 3 in this theme finds the business process measurements, decision support systems, and online analytical processing have common goal to assess decision makers. And the authors in this study developed a weighted and layered workflow evaluation methodology to extend the decision support system, specifically using C4.5 and a priori algorithms. Theme 5 that has emerged is around leveraging technologies for revenue growth. And the first paper finds the manufacturing companies could adopt a three-phased approach to increase the revenue from the digital offerings. The first one being a hardware plus model, where a personalized customer experience could be provided, a multiple logic model guaranteeing customers' outcome, and a platform logic to build an ecosystem to provide customer solutions along with profit sharing across partners. Paper 2 studies how Chinese authorities using AI and big data were able to establish the chain of virus transmissions during COVID-19 pandemic. And this study also highlights the Chinese value system for the telecom providers to collect and use locational data, enabling the management in unpredictable environments. In paper 3, the study enhances the business model design process to include AI and highlights a design framework for the implementation in small and medium-sized manufacturing enterprises. theme 4 that has emerged is around the transformative technologies in business operations. Paper 1 finds using social exchange theory and structured equation modeling, there is a positive relation between the usage of AI in business, specifically supply chain business models, inventory management, budgeting, with manager satisfaction. The study also highlights the relationship between manager satisfaction and effective business operations is positive, with both top management support and working environments having a moderating effect.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Gentle reminder that you've crossed your 9-minute mark.
Thank you. So paper 2 in the same study finds the fintech industry, the practitioner-led papers are published ahead of academic, and intersection of fintech and information systems is in its nascent stage of research. And paper 3 in the same finds a study that the blend of 5G, edge computing, and AI will impact industries, enabling many new enterprises and industrial applications. Study highlights the need for governance for managing 5G use cases, application risks, 5G ecosystems, and infrastructure vulnerabilities. In conclusion, on further research opportunities, there is opportunity available to examine the role of leadership to foster the culture of innovation, explore on sector-specific applications of Gen AI, discover additional economic opportunities with new emerging technologies like AI agents, assessing ethical implications in public infrastructures, healthcare, education, evaluating innovation frameworks for effective integration of Gen AI with business models, challenges faced while implementing, approaches to design to build transparency, usage or impact on job roles, and best practices for training, upskilling employees to facilitate a smooth transition to Gen AI-driven business models. There were multiple papers that were referenced while preparing this paper, and that ends my presentation.
Any questions for him, sir?
Yeah, sorry, that's one question I have. That you have taken a bibliometric analysis, right? So any periods specifically you have identified for this?
So I had taken between 1980 and until date from the Scopus database. So
19?
So the results that I got back for the keywords were between 1980 and till date.
Okay. So fine. Do you feel that there should be some requirement of excluding 1980 because that time the technology aspects were very lower, and now we are moving on day-to-day development of the technology. So that will somehow impacted your research.
What I observe is the technology itself has been evolving since 1960s. While I have got back the papers only from 1980s, it is an evolution that has taken place. While there was a period of, I would say, freeze in the generative AIs between 1980s and 1990s, with advances in LSTM and neural networks around the 1995 and 2000 period, it has picked up again, and it rapidly increased with the creation of transformer architectures in 2017. Yeah, it has been an evolution since 19.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Pankaj, any question if you have?
Two questions, thanks. So I was looking at the trend which you displayed earlier about the number of papers, right, for the keywords. So I observed that for 2023 and 24, the number of papers are going down. And please correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. So what could be the reason? So that's my first question. And out of all these research paper studies, right, what do you think is the biggest threat or challenges in front of the world right now, which we need to kind of look at priority? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, for the first question, you're right. The graph does show a dip in the recent times, but I think when we run a research, run the search again, we'd probably see more papers getting published. So I would say what I have shown was valid at the time when I did the search, but there'll be more papers getting published now. On the second one, in terms of what are the key things we probably need to consider is we probably need to think at different levels when we look micro, meso, and macro. From macro perspectives, with the evolution of large language models and platforms getting trained on large corpus of data, which could have data which is not having the true information, could lead to the general population getting misled. So that's one at the macro level. So there needs to be some level of guardrails present. to ensure the sanctity of the data that these models are getting trained on. At the organizational level, I think there is opportunity being evaluated across the departments. The first is to ensure the concept is proven and where it can be applied, it's still being evaluated. Specifically in software engineering, the models are being aggressively considered for code generations and automation of tests and so on. When it comes to individuals, I think there is still a lot of opportunity where we get an understanding of what these technologies are and see how we can help us augment in the work that we do. And at the same time, they could, as mentioned in one of the papers, where there are areas, tasks that we perform which is repetitive, and if the models are good, then there is a high likelihood of humans getting replaced. But where the models are not, as long as the models are still hallucinating and they're not giving accurate information, humans still have a scope. We need to consider looking at how we can use the technologies to augment ourselves and be in the space of providing high value work to our organizations in itself.
Great insights. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Now, next, I would like to call Utkarsha Vanjari. Utkarsha ma'am, are you here with us?
Yes, I am here only.
Yes, ma'am. Please present your paper on the future of remote work, social computing tools, and their impact and productivity. And I would request you to please adhere to the time limits since we have time constraint.
Yes, sure.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Please, may I know if my screen is visible?
Yeah, visible. Just make it on full screen mode and focus on your research part only.
Okay. Just okay. So the title of my research paper is "The Future of Remote Work: Social Computing Tools and Their Impact on Productivity." So
Excuse me,
here,
ma'am. We cannot see the presentation mode. We can only see the mode that you had before it.
okay, just give me a second.
Just click on the top left from beginning.
Yes, I did that actually. Is it visible right now?
Just a minute. I think it's taking time. Yeah, I think Dimi, we can continue. Otherwise, it's taking a lot of time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Ma'am, please present it the way it is right now.
Yeah, please.
Yes. So let's begin with the introduction part first. Remote work has evolved rapidly, driven by advancement in digital technology and changing work environments in our day-to-day life. So, social computing tools, basically digital platforms that enable real-time communication, collaboration, and knowledge sharing. Tools we can see like Microsoft Teams, Slack, Zoom, Trello, and Notion have revolutionized how teams connect, organize tasks, and maintain productivity. It explores the evolving role of these tools in shaping the future of remote work, focusing on their impact on employee productivity, team dynamics, and organizational efficiency. So here are the key features like instant messaging, video conferencing, and virtual meetings enable seamless interactions. Smart assistants, chatbots, and workflow automation enhance productivity. Employee can work from anywhere with internet-enabled devices is the very main key feature. Organization can adopt tools based on their workforce needs and workflows. Social computing tools for remote work we use in our day-to-day life like Zoom, Google Meeting, Microsoft Teams, Jira, Google Workspace, Microsoft 365, Chat GPT, Grammarly. These are the social computing tools that is very essential and we use in our day-to-day life for remote working. Next, the benefit of social computing tools are like real-time messaging, task automation, AI-powered assistance, file sharing, streamlined teamworks, video calls. Employee can work from anywhere, adapting to different time zones and schedules. Remote access and digital collaboration reduce commuting stress and improve job satisfaction as well. Easy access to files, which encryption and backup protection. Now, some of the challenges of using social computing tools are constant virtual meetings, notifications, and screen time can lead to burnout. Increased vulnerabilities to data breaches, poor connectivity sometimes, lack of face to face interaction may lead to miscommunication and decreased team bonding. Handling sensitive company information securely while using cloud based tools. Automated processes may lack human judgment and personalization. The future of social computing and remote work, like smart assistants, chatbots, automated workflows, AI-driven security protocols, unified digital ecosystem, AI-powered analytics will optimize workflows based on individual productivity patterns. Remote work will expand globally, enabling business to hire talent from anywhere. Yes, and some are the real world examples we are using, like Microsoft Teams, like at Shopify, Zoom to Zoom video conferencing, AI, chatbots, Google workshops, and etc. So, by concluding my presentation, I would like to say that social computing tools have transformed remote work, enabling seamless communication, collaboration, and productivity. Companies leveraging these tools experiencing improved efficiency, flexibility, and cost saving in their workforce operation. Organization must adapt, innovate, and invest in emerging technologies to stay competitive in the evolving digital workspace. And here are the references I have taken from the several research papers. Thank you.
Sir, any questions for her? Rajesh sir? Pankaj sir, any questions for ma'am?
No, no questions from my side. I
Even
think
from my
it's
side, no questions.
self-explanatory.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to call Aditi Bhushan. Aditi ma'am,
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
please check if you're able to present your screen now.
Yes, just a minute. Uh, one sec.
Yes,
I hope
now it is
it's
visible.
visible. Yeah, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
But do it on full screen mode if possible.
Yeah.
And please focus on your research part only.
Yes, it's visible, right? Okay.
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very grateful for ICTIS for presenting me with this opportunity to present our paper titled Strategic IIoT Security, Designing an Anomaly Detection Technique for Improved Threat Detection in Aquaculture. So I'll be quickly going through what we'll be talking about in this presentation. It's an overview of aquaculture, the challenges that we're facing in aquaculture, anomalies and how it's detected, role of tech in solving these issues, architecture and the models that we've used, results, and I'll be concluding. So, to just brief you about what exactly aquaculture is. So, aquaculture is the process of farming of aquatic organisms. It can be fish, shrimp, crustaceans, aquatic plants as well. It's one of the fastest growing food sectors in the world, and it's a significant source of protein for millions worldwide. So, I want to talk about the challenges that this domain faces. So there's some serious challenges like disease outbreaks, which have the power to wipe out entire populations. And also there's constant environmental fluctuations. There's changes in temperature and pH that also affect fishes. And there's a need for sustainability, and also there's concerns with waste management. These factors can threaten productivity and security, which highlights the need for an enhanced monitoring system. Also, to quickly talk about what exactly an anomaly is in the aquaculture domain. So, an anomaly is anything that is that's a deviation from expected behavior. So, in aquaculture, this might mean a drop in dissolved oxygen or a rise in water temperature. If we're talking about fish behavior, erratic movement, sudden sharp turns of fishes also gets classified as anomalous behavior of fishes. These anomalies often indicate threats which are about like poor water quality or indicates a disease that might be present. So to talk about the literature review, we reviewed quite a few papers, but these are the main ones. What we observed is we saw a lot of papers either doing anomaly detection in environmental aspects or purely in behavioral aspects where fishes are being tracked by their movement. So we decided that combining this would give a more holistic approach. That's what our project is mainly about. Also wanted to talk about the role that technology plays in this domain. So we are making use of data sets where the data is being collected from IoT sensors, devices, and actuators, where a lot of these parameters like temperature, pH, dissolved oxygen levels are all being read by sensors, and all these data is being collected. So we're making use of IoT sensors that way, and we're also making use of machine learning algorithms to detect these anomalies. I'll quickly give you a brief about our architecture diagram. So mainly when we talk about environmental parameters, it's the environment where the fish exists. So it's basically water temperature levels, pH levels, BOD, fecal coliform, ammonia content, and so on. And we're also combining this with behavioral parameters. In behavioral parameters, it's more about the speed of the fish and how it's moving. So we're basically tracking its movement. So we made use of pre-collected data sets for our project, and then we pre-processed the data. We went through the process of data cleaning and data transformation, and then we applied quite a few algorithms and we finalized one. I'll be talking about that in a bit. We trained the model, we tested it, and anytime an anomaly is detected, an alert will be sent to the farmer or the end user. So we made use of pre-collected data sets as we did not have the budget to deploy sensors ourselves. That's more in the future work as of now. But we made use of open source data sets, and the novelty that our project brings is the fact that we're combining environmental and behavioral approaches to make it more holistic and like any anomaly that's detected is detected very soon, and this will help prevent outbreaks and also make sure that the water quality is normal and it's not degraded. So the main models that we used is XGBoost for environmental monitoring, YOLO V8 and Deep Sort for behavioral data set. So to talk about environmental anomaly detection, the first step was data pre-processing, where we selected key features like temperature, dissolved oxygen, pH, conductivity, BOD, which is biochemical oxygen demand, nitrate content, fecal coliform, and total coliform. These are the features that we are working with. And then we made a step where a label gets created to make the data supervised, to make the data in such a way that we can use supervised learning based models. So we made use of statistics like mean and median to establish a ground truth label. And once that was done, anything over the median, any value with over the median would be flagged off as an anomaly, indicating the data point 1, and whatever is normal would be a 0. Another issue that we saw was since anomalous data points are quite few, we wanted to balance the data set by using SMOT. So we brought in SMOT to deal with the class imbalance, and we ensured that the training data set is more balanced and will help provide a better accuracy. I'll be talking about the models that we tested the data set on. So first, we went ahead with LSTM AE, and we realized that LSTM AE works better with time series dataset, and our dataset wasn't really time series. And we also checked out models like KNN, which is for feature space based on nearest neighbors, isolation forest, and random forest also help detect these outliers in the dataset quite well. But what we observed is that XGBoost, which is a gradient boosting technique and also an ensemble machine learning method, gave us the highest accuracy of 96%. And we realized that going ahead with XGBoost was a wise decision as it was classifying the anomalous data points quite well. Moving on to the behavioral anomaly detection. So for this part of our project, we made use of video data sets. And again, these videos were from an open source website called iStock. And we made sure we made the process of frame processing, and we used 384 into 640 pixels frame size. And then we used YOLO V8, which stands for You Only Look Once, and Deep Sort for tracking techniques. I'll be talking about these algorithms in a bit more depth in the next slide. This is giving you an overview. And then once we were able to track the fishes in this environment and make sure that the same fish was getting tracked each time with the help of Deep Sort, we observed its behavior in terms of velocity and sharp turns. So basically, we would assess it from frame to frame. And then if more than 50% of the frames would be classified as sick, we would trigger alerts telling that this fish is probably sick. So to talk a bit more about YOLO for behavioral analysis, YOLO V8 object detection model is used to detect fish within each frame of the video. YOLO V8 is well suited for this task due to its real-time detection capabilities and accuracy. We made sure that the confidence score is better. Fish tracking using deep sort. So we use deep sort for the fish movement tracking. Detected fish, we use deep sort for this purpose, which basically assigns a unique ID to each fish, and therefore we preserve continuity. With the help of these two algorithms, we were able to set a threshold and flag what fish behavior is normal and what is anomalous. Which brings us to our results. So basically for environmental aspects, we used XGBoost, and for behavioral analysis, we used YOLO. And the final result was that there's improved anomaly detection overall. This basically helped in early detection capability, and it also makes the fish mortality rates quite higher. It makes it quite lower. Results met the initial accuracy estimates that we wanted to, and the system accurately identified the fishes with all these erratic movements, and we were able to send successful alert notifications to the end user. Our future work focuses on um, incorporating edge computing for better real-time monitoring. Thank you. I'm open for any questions.
No questions from my side.
Pankaj sir, any questions?
Yeah, good presentation. I see a lot of real world potential into that. So, quick question, like, why did you use YOLO 8? I know for sure that now the latest model YOLO 11 or 12 is there. So is there a specific reason why you're using YOLO 8? That's my first question. Second is, what is the accuracy matrix you use for classification?
So for YOLO V8, we made sure that because it's better for real-time object detection capabilities, and it made it ideal for our project because we were mainly focusing on like its swimming patterns and so on, and that's why YOLO V8 just proved to be better compared to other versions. And in terms of accuracy, like I mentioned, XGBoost was giving us 96%. That's why we finalized that particular model.
And for your supervised ML model, right, the
Yeah,
XGBoost
yeah,
one,
yeah.
you said that any value over the median, you classified it as anomaly, right? Of
Anomaly, yeah.
So that means around half of your data is anomalous, which doesn't sound right. So
No,
am I
no,
missing
no.
anything?
No. So basically, we created a ground truth label set. Initially, the data set that we were working with did not have that many anomalous points, but we wanted the model to perform better. So we're telling that 96% of the times it's classifying anomaly data points as anomalous.
Yeah. So again, coming back to the accuracy matrix, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
does that what was your F1 score? Precision and recall combination.
So my F1 score for XG Boost was 96 again.
Okay, that means it's balanced. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I would like to give one last call to Shubham Kishore Kadam. Shubham sir, if you're present, please start with your presentation. Or is any of the co-author of the paper present? All right, we'll start with the conclusion then. I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentations and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for the support during this 9th version and all the previous 8 versions of the conference. We will be happy to have you in the 10th version in 2026. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already forwarded to the Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months. I would request everyone to kindly cooperate with the team of ICTIS 2025. I would like to thank our session chair, Professor Rajesh Kumar Taylor, for chairing the session and presenting a token of appreciation on behalf of Team ICTIS and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Sir, I would request you to share any concluding remarks for the presenters today.
Thank you so much. The session was really wonderful. The participants was the papers. Even I would say the papers are really very good for the present theme and present scenario and the need of ICT. And some papers are really very good because ultimately the aim of the presentation should be based on the social impact. And the majority of papers, like I have seen during the presentation, they are really from the real life problem basis and will finally coming up with the genuine solutions to the society. That is very good. And the way which you're conducting the session is really amazing. And all the participants are really very good. They presented in a well manner. And of course, they are also focusing on the time. That is really very good. My co-chair, Mr. Pankaj, is also giving very good, fruitful suggestions and ideas to the participants. That will be really good enough for them to increase and doing more in this area, in this area. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I would also like to thank Pankaj Verma for chairing this session and presenting a token of gratitude on behalf of the whole team, sir. And I would request you to share a few kind words to everyone here.
Yeah, thanks for this opportunity. I'm grateful to be a part of this session. In this session, I saw a lot of enthusiasm and energy. Everybody has come up with great ideas, done excellent work in different domains, which are basically solving societal's real problem, as Dr. Rajesh said, right? And I completely echo with that. So going forward, yeah, I think keep up the great work, high energy, and maybe we'll see the same kind of excellent work in next session of ICTIS. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, as we end this session, I would kindly request everyone to switch on their camera for a quick snapshot of this virtual conference. All right, thank you, everyone. Have a great day ahead to everyone.